Well, welcome to my channel, welcome to Club Fed. I did 4 years in prison and I'm still not dead. Subscribe to the channel and give it a like. And share this video with someone tonight, yeah. Hi, my name is Sean. Welcome to my Club Fed channel. A little depressed today, guys. Feeling sorry for myself. Been out of prison about a year. I know my face is not all there. Been depressed. Been making these videos all about, life in a prison camp, how it's so different from the penitentiary. Still prison. It still fucked me up. Still playing with me, guys. It's still playing with me. And do you know why I'm doing this video today? There's a guy named John just called me up. He calls me all the time. And I called him back a lot. And he's got to turn himself in Thursday. He's doing a year and a day. To him, it's 100 years in a day. It's 100 years in a day. It's the end of your life. I know the feeling, man. I know the feeling. I've been there. I got a call from my buddy Salty today. I did time with him. We talked for a long time. Alex called me the other day. Another guy I did time with. And Jason and Chris and all these guys I did time with. I bonded with. I made some good friends in prison. And we're all good people. But we made these really bad decisions. Really bad decisions. Out of desperation, who knows what we did when we broke the law and went to prison. So when I was going through pretrial, 4 years, not knowing if I'm getting probation or 15 years in prison, 5 years in prison, 2 years in prison, house arrests, halfway house, maybe they'll drop the charges. Every year that went by, people would tell me, "You're not going to go to prison. You're on what? Pre-trial? Well, what is pre-trial? I'm on a bond. It's a $50,000 bond. I didn't have $50,000, but they made me sign a paper, and they said, if you don't show up for court, we'll come and arrest you. We'll lock you up. And if it takes the rest of your life, we'll get that $50,000 back because we're the federal government." Because I was not a flight risk, although I thought about running all the time. And I was a non-violent criminal. Now, non-violent, it means more than just the crime. I would say I have a non-violent personality. I would say I'm a non-violent person. Am I full of anger? Yeah, but not because of I went to prison. A lot of my anger comes from my father beating the hell out of me every day. Being a poor white guy, growing up in a poor neighborhood, that 10% white people in the black neighborhood that nobody talks about, that gets beat up when he goes to school by black kids because he's white, living in a trailer park in San Francisco. Do you know how many trailer parks are in San Francisco? There's one. The Meadowbrook Trailer Park. It's actually in Colma, which is about 2 miles over the San Francisco city border. And you know what it's like to go to school and all the other kids live in big fancy houses and you got to sneak back to your little trailer park with your drunk mother. And I got no money for school clothes on the first day of the year. I'm wearing the same thing I wore for the last 2 years, and I don't want to go there. I don't want to be a victim here. But and I thought I'd pull myself out of that. And I had a father who, my parents got divorced when I was like 10 years old, and on the weekends I'd go home to my father, and he would beat the hell out of me all weekend long. I'd go to school with bruises on me, and I'd tell the teacher I fell down the stairs and fell off my bike, and nobody cared back then. Shh, we don't want to. They push it under the rug. The family knew. I know they had to know. Nobody said nothing, and my mother just drank it all the way because she got beat too by my father, and she had her own problems, and she died of alcoholism. She died about 30 years ago. My father died while I was in prison. And they said, Sean, are you going to go to the funeral? I go, no. Not for that bastard. I made my peace with him before I went to prison, but he wrote me off 20 years before that. I wrote him a letter while I was on pretrial. I was in this drug rehabilitation program called New Bridge in Berkeley, and that got me out of not showing up for a court date. And so they put me in a drug program, and they said, if you do this program, then we'll let you stay out on pretrial. And I wrote him a letter, and I said, you told me all my life that I was worthless, that I was nothing, that I would never amount to anything, and I was no son of yours. And I said, you know what? I lived up to your wish. I told him, I'm going to prison. I don't know when, because I'm on pretrial. I'm in a drug program. And guess what? It's like my 9th fucking drug program, father. I turned out worse than you. And do you even care? And I said, you know what? Yeah, I am no son of yours. I said, and thanks for telling me that I could never go to college and I'll never amount to nothing and I'll never be nothing. And you wish I was never born and I was a mistake. And I told him all this in a letter. And you know what? 3 years later, about a month before I went to prison, right after I got sentenced, he found me because I called his sister to say goodbye to this family that never talked to me, who today is in my life, by the way. And he wanted to meet with me, and he met with me. And we cried, and I forgave him. But did I forgive myself? I don't know if I've ever forgiven myself. And I went to prison, and he died while I was in prison. And his wife at the time, they've been married 30 years. My stepmother, she doesn't want nothing to do with me. And he beat the living hell out of her every day. When I was 15, they got married, and it's another story. And I wake up in the middle of the night on the weekend visits as he's choking her over the sink and telling her she's nothing and she's ugly and she'll never find another man and go ahead and leave me, you bitch. Nobody wants you anyways. And I had a father like that. Is that why I went to prison? I don't think that's why I went to prison. But it's why I found guys just like me who came from these families. We hung out together and we bonded. And we get high and we get on drugs and we forget our problems. And, did we share our feelings with each other around the table as we're passing the crack pipe? You know what? Sometimes we did. Sometimes we passed that crack pipe and cry with each other. And then the crack came and gone, and the meth world came in, and I found the meth addicts and the tweakers, and I get high with these people, and you know what? We would cry. We would cry with each other because our lives have been so fucked up. I had a father that told me, don't ever go to college. That's a waste of time. That's a waste of money. That's for rich people. You're not one of them. Don't waste your time or money going to college. And you know what? I went to a couple junior colleges in my 20s, and my father found out about it. He had a fit. He told me to learn a trade, be an electrician like him, join the union. And I didn't want to be anything like my father. So I never did. And you know what? I ended up in prison. And I told my father, I told him this was because of him, but it wasn't because of him. Because I made the wrong choices, I made the wrong decisions. I didn't have people who loved me. And today I have people who love me. And it's really hard for me to admit, because I like to just feel that I'm all alone in the world and nobody cares about poor old Sean. And I'm 56 years old and I just got out of prison and I have nothing to live for. I have everything to live for. That's why I make these videos. Because I know there's guys just like me. I know there's girls just like me. And there's girls, like Sherry and Kay and there's women who've called me and texted me. I'm going to show you. Let me show you some of these messages I get from people. Here's something, the big feller. I'm proud of you, feller. You saw the light. Some never do. I'm sure you'll be happy the rest of your life. My father was inbred onion. He was a slow learner. After 3 trips, he finally got it. He never ever walked a crooked line again. He treasured his freedom. He treasured his car. He'd get up sometimes at 3 a.m., shower, and gone. Just drive to anywhere and nowhere. He really, really treasured his freedom. And he loved his car more than anything else in the world. Because it gave him his freedom. People who have never experienced a cage and guards and Christmas and holidays and no family contact have not the slightest idea what freedom really is. Hope you never ever go back either. And I've got so many comments from this. Yeah, sounds like, keep talking. We have no here. Keep it up. You're a great guy, Dustin. Ben Richards, commissary stuff is ridiculously overpriced. I did time in Germany and the Netherlands, apart from tobacco, coffee, everything. All my stupid videos that I think are stupid. Very good information. Thank you, FURLOUGH. So, this guy called me, and I think he's Chinese or Korean. Don't get me wrong, but he's got to turn himself in. I got a lot of people that got to turn themselves in. Miss D, Miss B, they got a brother facing prison. I guess that is prison. Here, oh man, all you guys, let me just read some more of these things. Sherry's always been sending me these great videos, and I've gotten people that they're not even going to prison and they're watching me on YouTube. And you know what? Every time I don't feel so alone in the world. When I get a message, and I try to get everybody back. If I missed you, I'm very sorry. Because now I've got hundreds of people messaging me. It just makes me cry. I'm not alone in the world anymore. I'm just not alone in the world anymore. Dustin, man, this guy's great, man, Oh, man, here's Kay, and she says, where's that one she said? Okay, I'm going to read your thing here. Sean, even though it's difficult sometimes, I get this for sure. Crawling under a rock is no longer an option. I'm 46 years old from Florida. Never been to prison. Made lots of mistakes, though. And now I'm a subscriber. My point is you've reached me. And that in itself is a miracle. Because what are the chances? Just imagine the huge difference you are already making to the people that truly need you. Your advice and your positivity. You're already achieving what you set out to do. I admire you for standing up for what you believe in and paying it forward. Just wanted to send some positivity your way, like what you do in your vids to all of us. And I really do that, you guys, because that is my goal. I want you to get through this. I know there's a lot of people facing prison, and there's a lot of people that could be facing prison, and you didn't get caught. And for some reason, you're searching YouTube and you're looking up prison videos. And I used to do that too, and I used to watch Oz and, and then Orange is the New Black and Escape from Alcatraz and the Birdman of Alcatraz and prison movies. One day maybe I knew I was making wrong decisions. and this could happen to me. And it did. I did 52 months in a federal prison. I went to a camp. Thank God I didn't go to a penitentiary, because I'm not penitentiary material. I'd definitely be somebody's bitch if they still have that. I went to a camp. I went to the Martha Stewart Cupcake Camp, and it's not a country club, but to me it was club fed. From a guy that was raised in a trailer, San Francisco, who used to sneak past all the other kids after school and walk 3 blocks around so they didn't see me go in that dirty little trailer park. And nobody knew that I was this poor little white kid. And, to making videos here on YouTube. I make videos on YouTube now. And I thought it's about time I just kind of tell you thank you. All you viewers that are out there, all the people that call me, my number's in the description. I got all these links for how to get an RDAP and how to send money to an inmate and how to send a letter to a judge, and just there's like 30 or 40 links, and they keep adding more. And all you guys, I got to self-surrender, and all you guys that go to prison, I want to tell you, you're going to get through this. You're going to get through this. You're going to survive. You're going to a camp. You're going to low. That's probably why you're watching my video. Even the mediums, you can make it through. And I watch all these prison channels. You got the Wes Watson and the Larry Lott, the 23-1, and the Matt Cox, and all these guys. And I guess I'm a prison channel. My niche is white-collar, nonviolent crimes. If you know how many drug dealers are considered nonviolent criminals. My buddy Salty just told me this story today, because I've known him for years. He got out. And, I never asked him what his crime was. The whole time I did time, I never asked anybody really what the crime was. Some people, sometimes they tell you, and he was desperate. And he was working at a cigarette store in San Diego, and some guy said, hey, if you go to Tijuana and let some guys put some stuff in the trunk of your car, and, he's from Jordan, he's a Middle Eastern American, he's the last guy that they suspect that's bringing anything back. He did it a couple times. They paid him $2,000. He found out later it should have been $8,000. Anyways, and he's waiting in line at the car, and he's 30 cars ahead. And here comes the guards with the dogs, and the border patrol with the dogs, and they smelt the meth, and they caught him, and they busted him, and they locked him up. And he didn't even get to go through pretrial. He was locked up the whole time, and he did a few years. And he's a good man today. And we talk about once a week, don't we, Salty? He's going to come on my show and do an interview. He's a great man. Just made some bad decisions, some bad choices. Chris, he made bad decisions and made bad choices. Alex, my buddy from Russia, we made those bad choices, didn't we? And Jason Brown, oops, I didn't mean to say your last name. I'll edit that out. It better get edited out. He's a good guy. All my friends, I know me. Sorry about last names, guys. My last name's Cowgill. Google me. You'll see. Yeah, I'm a scumbag. I was. I owe the IRS $1.7 million because I got refunds for all my tweaker, drug addict, homeless friends out there. And I took 20% of your refund, and you got the 80%. Guess what? The government wants the 80% back now, plus my 20 that I blew. I gave half of it away, and I had a bunch of people working for me, and yeah, I had some good times with that money. But I started off in a homeless shelter, doing it for homeless guys, and I didn't care at the time. I was ready to end my life then. Let the feds, who cares? Yeah, I'll get you some money on your tax refund. I don't care if they lock me up. I'm going to die anyways. I didn't care. I'm in a homeless shelter. What could be worse than this? Prison was worse than a homeless shelter. And today, I'm 56 years old. I'm on unemployment, but, they just kicked in that 300-week thing, and Biden's giving another 400 next month, and I'm making about $15 an hour for doing nothing, and I just got extended for 45 more weeks in California. That's what they're doing. So I'm going to keep making these videos, And maybe if I get my 1,000 subscribers, I'll get some money from the ad revenue on YouTube. And the next thing you know, I'll be Wes Watson with 1,000,000 subscribers. He's got to be making 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 a month on YouTube. I don't know if I'll ever get that big, but if I can just pay my rent. Anyways, I'm rambling on. But it's about time I put a video out there just to talk about myself, my viewers. I love you guys and your comments. And other guys I've done time with have commented me. You know, the guy from the Supermax scandal, he contacted me. He goes, "That was me, motherfucker." And, you know, we're talking. Oh, man, Roger, he called me. My Sereno buddy, he remembered me. And, man, I met there's some good people in prison. We made the worst decisions that got us there. And you see this range behind me? I missed this range. You know, after I came home from working at the Supermax, I come home to this range. And it was like my family coming home, all the people in the range. And the stuff we talk about all night long, and the bonding that goes on in the prison. It's beautiful stuff, man. And this is prison camp. I don't think the penitentiaries have the same experience. I hear they're mad because we can sleep in the daytime. They can sleep in the daytime, but they said if they sleep in the daytime, somebody will come up on them and stab them. In the camp, nobody's going to stab you while you're sleeping. So, you know, I miss this range. This was my home. Maybe I'm too institutionalized. I kind of miss prison. I don't ever want to go back. Don't get me wrong. My probation officer said I could do these videos. And if you're watching any law enforcement, I don't ever want to go back to prison, and crime is wrong. And please, don't get the wrong idea. Okay? Do not go to prison. Do not commit a crime. You don't want to go there. But if you've already been there, you probably know what I'm talking about. So I'm rambling on. And now I don't feel so bad about my life. I know I got a future. You know, God's got a plan for me, and God won't tell me what it is. Because God told me what the plan was. I would ruin it. So God, and maybe it's just this message here that's going to help the next guy going through it. So thank you guys for watching all my videos. I very much appreciate all these viewers. And anything I can do to help you get through these times before you go to prison, you know my number's on the description. Call me up, man. I'm going to talk you through this. We're going to get through this together. You're not alone. Love you all. Thank you.